Hello and welcome aboard this PGM-operated vessel. The ship you are serving on is one of many operated by Pacific Gulf Marine, and we're glad to have you on our team. During more than 30 years of service, we've seen many changes both in our organization and the industry with which we are all proud to be associated. As we continue to adapt and respond to these changes, we remain committed to one common goal: operating vessels safely and responsibly, in strict compliance with all company policies and laws that regulate our industry. Now more than ever, an unwavering commitment to this goal is expected from you as you make your way up the gangway. PGM's management style is unique. What separates us from others is our active involvement and participation in support of you as you carry out your duties. We recognize the challenges that you confront on a daily basis. Collectively, our mission is to operate the best managed ships and deliver the highest quality service. Unlike other companies that you may have sailed for, our hands-on approach aims to provide you with the training, tools, and resources to achieve our common goal: keeping you and your shipmates safe while operating the ships in a safe and efficient manner with the utmost respect for the environment. This philosophy is the foundation of PGM. As a shipboard member of our team, you'll be asked to become familiar with your vessel and all aspects of our operation, especially our quality, health, safety, and environment policies. Our commitment to the environment is a top priority, and these policies establish the standards that guide our behavior, both ashore and at sea.
PGM has an uncompromising environmental policy across the board, from the lowest person on board the ship all the way up through the chief engineer and captain. Everybody is responsible for the environmental protection, the company's policies, and environmental awareness in every evolution on board the ship.
We ask that you join the other PGM team members in holding yourself to a level of professionalism that exceeds industry-recognized standards and the minimum regulatory requirements. In return, unparalleled support from the office staff and shoreside management is a commitment that I personally make to you. We'll offer whatever assistance is required to achieve our common objectives while maintaining a safe workplace and total focus on the zero-tolerance position we take with respect to environmental compliance. You'll be expected to report any violations, non-compliance, or unlawful activities, and a failure to do so will be grounds for disciplinary action and/or dismissal. After you've become familiar with the safety protocol unique to your job, we ask that you always keep in mind PGM's environmental targets and objectives. You are expected to be proactive in this regard and to participate in shipboard meetings and discussions. Get involved, bring any concerns to the attention of your supervisor, and recognize the vital role that you play in ensuring the safe operation of the vessel. To assist you in becoming more familiar with our operations, I'll turn it over to Dale Sirwa, our Chief Operating Officer. Dale?
Thanks, Todd, and welcome aboard. I imagine that from the time you were dispatched until the time you walked up the gangway, you probably had some of the same thoughts and questions that confront merchant mariners the world over. Maybe you've heard a little bit about the ship and the company, but what will it really be like? Is it a good ship? Is it a good feeder? Will I get along with the rest of the crew? How's the run? What will they really expect of me? Then as you reach the top of the gangway, your professionalism kicks in. You say to yourself, it's just another ship, just another challenge. And I know that with my training and experience, I'm up to the task.
Training is very important. It's an integral part of what we do. You're seeing the shoreside aspect of it when you're on board now, but out to sea, when we have a lot of extra time, we conduct a lot of training seminars. I take the crew around, personally train them, and we run through an entire matrix of different items that we train on.
Training on board a vessel is very important, not only for the vessel, but for your personal safety. If you're not trained, you're dangerous.
With such a small crew, everybody has to work together. One wrong move can put you in a bad position, or even it's very dangerous. So with that, you have to really keep in mind everything, and with training, it's just repetition of what's going on over and over in case of an emergency.
As you settle in, we believe you will start to recognize a difference in the culture on board your ship and throughout the PGM organization. Todd has already introduced you to our goals and policies and invited you to join our team. But what does that really mean? Quite simply, it means that we want to work together with you to do the right thing and to do it in the right way. At the root of PGM's culture is recognition that you, the crew, are the most important part of our team.
Well, teamwork is, of course, very important. It's part of the way to get the job done efficiently.
Everybody, it works together. Everybody's a team.
Teamwork is very important. I'm a firm believer in teamwork. We stick together. All we have out here is us. If anything goes wrong, we have to be able to back each other up.
I can tell you from personal experience that isn't just idle talk. Just like you, I once found myself walking up the gangway of a PGM vessel for the first time to sign on as part of the crew. I was expecting PGM to be no different than any of the other companies I had worked for. I was wrong. I found a company that respected and sought the active involvement of the crew in managing their ship. I found a company that considered senior officers to be the equals of their shoreside counterparts, the port captains and the port engineers. I found a company that listened to the concerns of the ship's crew and encouraged input and participation in developing the operational and maintenance plans, budgets, and policies. I found a company where it is not uncommon to find senior executives in boiler suits, crawling tanks, walking the dry dock floor, and stopping to discuss operational matters with crew members from all departments and all billets. The whole idea just made sense. After all, who knows the ship and operational needs better than the crew? What better way for managers to understand and support those needs than to work side by side with that very same crew? I walked up the gangway in January 1983, and I'm proud to say that I've worked for PGM ever since. Shipboard life is very structured, and a formal chain of command must exist for legal reasons and to help ensure the safety of the ship, its crew, and others. And while crew members must honor and respect that chain of command, they also have the ability within PGM to positively influence operations fleet-wide. So how do you become involved? First and foremost, you need to execute your duties and responsibilities in a professional manner, setting an example for those who work with you. This might include fellow crew members, cargo gangs, or repair contractors. Any of these people can be influenced by your actions, and you should strive for that influence to be positive. Next, you need to maintain situational awareness and constant vigilance for circumstances that jeopardize the safety of the ship, personnel, property, or the environment. If you see something that's unsafe or inappropriate, take action to stop it or notify an officer with the authority to resolve the situation. Finally, take an active role in the various shipboard meetings and training sessions, discussions with your senior officers, and through proper use of PGM's management system, including the nonconformity process. Some of you will serve your tour and choose to move on. Others will enjoy and embrace our ideals and choose to join our team on a long-term basis. Whatever you decide, we appreciate your time and commitment. We look forward to working with you, and we hope that your experience aboard a PGM vessel proves to be a positive one. Thank you.
Our quality and safety management system was developed in-house with active involvement and direct contributions by many of us who've been part of the PGM team for more than 25 years. Captain Dan Smith, PGM's Vice President of Operations, will provide you with an overview. Dan?
Thank you, Todd. Like Dale, my involvement with PGM began in 1983 when I accepted employment on board one of its vessels. From the beginning, I was impressed by the crew's high-profile role in implementing company quality and safety programs. Truth is, very little has changed over the years in that regard, other than the record keeping. PGM's commitment to excellence is anchored in the policies and procedures established within the company's quality and safety management system. Our policies will be reviewed with you upon joining, and you'll find them prominently posted on board the ship. Be aware that PGM's management system is a living program that is continuously updated and improved. To that end, we actively seek your feedback. PGM is extremely proactive in its efforts to safeguard the environment.
Environmental consciousness is important to PGM. We have a zero tolerance policy for any type of pollution, and we train diligently to prevent any kind of pollution incident.
Well, PGM's got a great environmental policy. We segregate all our garbage, all our paper, all our plastics, all our oily rags, batteries, fluorescent lights, even soda cans and things like that. And there's no problem getting rid of anything because they always take it ashore, so there's no need ever to put anything over the side, which is great for the environment.
PGM promotes a culture of good environmental stewardship. We believe in what we're doing. We follow the policies and procedures as they're written, but more importantly, we follow and try to abide by the spirit in which they were written.
You'll find that our scope of environmental training programs is considerable, and formal environmental training begins with your familiarization. Each vessel has a recycling program for designated materials. We request your cooperation in separating those materials and using designated collection sites on board for recycling. Each of our vessels undergoes a periodic waste stream analysis that allows us to identify sources and take steps to mitigate the amount of waste we generate. Also, you will probably come across valves that are closed with a numbered seal applied. These valves are on systems that have the potential to cause pollution. Please do not open any sealed valve without the approval of the chief engineer. As part of our environmental management system, PGM has established formal environmental targets for both shipboard and shoreside personnel. These environmental targets will be reviewed during your training, and you will find a matrix of environmental targets displayed on board the vessel. Again, we are always looking for new ways to prevent pollution of any type, to conserve energy, and to reduce the amount of waste our vessels generate. Your feedback is invaluable to the company and strongly encouraged. Starting with the familiarization training you receive at sign-on, you will be involved in a shipboard regimen of drills and training designed to ensure the safety of everyone on board and to maximize protection of the environment. Your feedback on the effectiveness of our training programs is both encouraged and required. There are several mechanisms at your disposal for providing that feedback. Regular shipboard meetings are held with all hands, and they are ideal forums to discuss recommendations for changes or revisions to our policies, procedures, and training programs. Your performance with regard to safety and environmental protection will be evaluated and discussed with you when you sign off the vessel. Again, this is an ideal opportunity to give PGM your recommendations for changes or improvements to our programs. Within each ship management company, one individual is designated as the person responsible for monitoring safety and pollution prevention procedures on each vessel. I currently serve as PGM's designated person, and I act as a link between executive management and our shipboard and shoreside personnel. In this role, I am always at your disposal, and you are encouraged to contact me with any concerns you may have related to quality, safety, and pollution prevention. The name, purpose, and contact details of PGM's designated person will be reviewed with you often and will be conspicuously posted on board every vessel. If you encounter a situation that threatens personnel or environmental safety, or if you become aware of a failure to comply with the law or company procedures, report it to the master or senior officer on board immediately. If you feel it necessary to contact PGM directly but are uncomfortable doing so, PGM maintains a third-party compliance hotline with a toll-free number that any PGM employee, shipboard or shoreside, can call to report an incident or violation. Reports to the compliance hotline can be made anonymously and are passed directly to PGM's designated person for review and corrective action. The founder of Pacific Gulf Marine used to say, "Attitude is 90% of the job." You come to our vessel as a marine professional. We know you are fully qualified and capable of performing the duties assigned. Now let's work together to ensure that your employment with PGM is as safe and productive as possible. Thank you for this opportunity to welcome you on board.
So now you've heard a little bit about what's expected from you by PGM and a little bit about what you can expect from the company. Please know this: you have my personal assurance that every vessel officer and our entire management and support teams are committed to helping you do your job safely and responsibly. This is a good and well-respected company with solid core values and a management philosophy that places highest priority on your safety. Welcome aboard our vessel and welcome to the PGM team.